the inspiration was very strange in that I had spent several years writing treatments for other stories that for whatever reason did not come to fruition. And I was becoming very frustrated with that. True Nature is our first feature, but I had done a number of shorts before that. And I was very frustrated that I wasn't able to make the leap from shorts to features effectively. And I remember at dinner one night, I was talking to my producing partner, Anne, and lamenting the fact that I was having so much trouble. And I don't know where it came from, but out of the blue, I said, do you know what I want to do? I want to make a very low budget film, almost with almost a sort of comic book or very lowbrow feeling to it, about a dead girl that gets out of the ground and exacts revenge on the people who wronged her. And we'll make it for no money and we'll just get it out there and see what happens. And then Anne just looked at me and went, so write it. And the more I thought about that idea, the more it intrigued me. The more I started exploring ideas, the more it sort of very slowly and painfully blossomed into what became the finished film ultimately. The character of Marianne started out as a very typical American, a young female college student whose life had been sort of caught between the world of the father and the control of the mother. I think that character, kind of went towards the father more, but the mother has such an incredible influence on her. The problem with this is in that the horror is rooted in True Nature. It's not scary monsters under the bed or things that will drop out of the tree and eat you in the woods, the forest. It's rooted in, the horror is rooted in the family and the terrible things people will do for base reasons, such as money or power or influence, and how that affects people. I think I'm a little resistant to say what the film is about or what it means to me, but I can say that one of the things it explores that, and it's very, for any story that I write, I always try to make it personal on some level and a little bit universal, try to root it in a truth or a moral that will hopefully resonate with others. And I think in the case of True Nature, that story or that idea or theme is don't let your drive for money, success, blind you to the things that truly matter, which are the things that will ultimately satisfy you as a person, which is love, family, caring for the people who are close to you, and protecting them. And in the case of True Nature, without going into too much detail, one of the key moments in the film is how a family member does not protect another family member. The experience was extraordinary. Our film True Nature played 50 festivals around the world and won many awards. But I have to say without reservation that the best experience we had at a festival was Fanzine. The youthful energy, the curiosity, the excitement of the festival was really appealing. And we met so many wonderful people and felt so appreciated, which is really, as a filmmaker, really matters a great deal to receive positive feedback from an audience that legitimately cares that you are there presenting your work. I should also add that our premiere at Fanzine was also the first, it was the premiere not only in Spain, but Europe as well. And I feel like that added to the excitement and the sort of the gala feeling to it all. We look back on that visit with great fondness, and we indeed are working very hard to come back to Fanzine in the near future with another film. I feel this period of uncertainty that we all feel. It's very important for us to um, find outlets for our anxiety and frustration. And what a better way than to help us relax, entertain ourselves, or vent those anxieties and frustrations than watching good cinema, particularly good horror cinema, because it allows us an outlet and perhaps makes us feel a little more in control of our lives, or a little better if we're able to kind of purge some of this pent up frustration and emotion we're sharing. And I'm very thankful, to again to be part of FanCine, but I think you're also providing an excellent outlet in this time. And I think that um, I hope that viewers of the festival have a really great ride and have a lot of fun experiencing this lineup in 2020.